Hello, hello. Here, I managed to get here. Yes, I know I managed to get here. Aye, how's you? Hi, John.
Take a seat now.
Are you alright? Where are we sitting?
Is that where you want?
Where do I want? Where do I want?
Aye.
Sit here. Aye.
Right up.
Because I won't get away from my bedroom.
Aye.
Here as well, just...
Hi, I'm Craig Patrick, one of the psychiatrists.
Good,
Right.
good. Sit down.
Is it Jonathan?
Sure, yeah, it's Jonathan. You can call me John.
Jonathan? Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So, we're coming out to have a chat with yourself and your mum, just in particular the GP referred in just some concerns about the memory. Just kind of wondered.
It's been like that for a while.
Is it? Yeah. How long do you think it's been going on for?
A long time. But I mean, she's gone by and I'm helping her and that. She's just quite happy up there.
Yeah.
And, so obviously it might be a mild dementia or whatever, but
Sure.
she's okay. She's not a danger or anything like
Right.
that to anyone or herself or anything.
Yeah. Okay. I understand she was in hospital last year as well for the fall, is that right?
Well, that's initially she fell out of bed and I was just concerned for her and she was in hospital for a wee while and I wanted them to check her eyes and ears, which they didn't do.
Right.
They just sort of kept her in there for a week and then
Yeah.
requested a bit of help at home,
Right.
for her to get changed in the morning, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. And then, to be honest with you, this lady got involved, I think it was October.
Uh-huh.
It came to the door and said there's a complaint against me.
Right.
So she came in and interviewed my mother. She said she was feeling fine, she was okay. And then she pressured the GPs in this town
Right.
to actually take her to hospital. So one of the doctors came out and checked her wrist.
Yep.
She could move it. There wasn't any real pain. There wasn't any pain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just a sort of bump she had. Maybe one of the carers sort of bumped her or whatever else. And she said she would arrange an ambulance just for to check give her a wee kind of X-ray just to see if there's anything.
Yeah.
I says, well, it's not necessary. I says, well, okay, well, we'll just do it. It'll just take a couple of hours. Well, it was about 12 hours later. About 3 a.m. the next morning, an ambulance came. 3 a.m. Both of us in our bed, not knowing what's going on.
Right.
And so the ambulance crew came in, checked her, says we're happy that she's got no fractures, break, there's no pain there. We're just going to leave her.
Okay.
And I thought that was that. But again, this lady here, okay, she must have pressured the GPs again to actually take further action, which a bump on the wrist doesn't require any major bandages. If you know anything about sports, there's just a light bandage because you don't want the thing to be like this. You want it to be reasonable. You want to move it.
Right.
Otherwise, the bone's confused depending on if it's a joint. You see what I mean? So again, this lady, well, she caused them to come again. It's a 16-hour ordeal at Monklands. Sticking needles in her, trying to find her vein, didn't have anything to eat. I was disgusted, and then when the nurse eventually saw her, she was like, why are you even here? Who's actually sent you here?
Right.
What irresponsible person has actually done this? I says, well, what's in the notes? She's here for a X-ray. Well, they checked it and there was nothing at all.
Right.
Which wasn't a shock to me. Anybody that's professional, got any experience in life,
Right.
So that was that. Didn't hear from you, Claire, until you came a couple of weeks ago. Came in with one of the carers, just like she did there with Rona. Just got access to the house. Came up, okay, all right, fine. We had a wee chat, about what happened in October, things like that. So she's been reviewed by the OT, I think some type of psychotherapist. There's a couple of people that came about October time just to check her sort of mental capacity. It's not great. So obviously just glad that I'm here because I've been away for a few years.
Yeah.
And it's just been friends, neighbours and things like that I've just been taking her shopping, taking care of her. If she needs anything, people just, but since...
I know, but I think obviously, you know what I mean. You've done fantastic
It was very, very difficult. I'll be honest. I mean,
It's very
up until
difficult,
she was
and
falling
that's-
out of bed, things like that, it was very difficult for me
I know.
to,
And you
because
have
she's
your
always been
family to do
independent,
it.
you know, and I can't go in and change her and
Yeah.
different things.
I know, and that's...
So I was always asking for somebody else to come and if she needs a bath or anything like that. But I just find myself just not professional, very irresponsible. And with the
I
wee
think
chat about
maybe
what
that's
happened
just-
in
I think
October.
they
Hold
could-
on, Ron, hold on a second. Right? So I just want to talk to you personally. You know, I think you know that look, the NHS is very strained at the moment. It's not like 20, 30 years ago where you could just phone an ambulance, they'll come in an hour, do the job, come back. It's just, and but the age she's at, she's 89th year. She's not a young lady. I wouldn't like anything like that to happen to me at my age, you know, 50 years old. But for a woman like that,
I feel the GP was quite concerned as well, and I think wanted her checked out.
yeah, but the ambulance, see, there was people that came and checked her out. The ambulance crew checked her out twice and said that they can't find anything, there's no pain. I recorded it just to say, like, this is, you know, because there was a bit of, like, the first ambulance crew, there was a bit of thing with the paperwork, and the second one and all that. So I had to get paperwork from them to prove that they actually came and whatever else. Because people these days, you know, you read a lot of things, you see a lot of YouTube videos about the social services, especially. Absolutely disgusting what you know, what's going on in this country. You know?
I mean,
So
I'm in social work as well, Jonathan, and it's not
Yeah.
all people. Either can be instances.
I basically in Germany, you know, the National Socialists was run by Adolf Hitler. I don't see any difference in this country. Like the way you're handling myself in this situation, may as well your boss may as well be Adolf Hitler. May as well be.
You know, I'm sorry you feel like that, Jonathan. I
Yeah.
did have a wee chat with you about that a couple of weeks ago, and how
Yeah.
you know it must have been, you know, it wasn't a great process in terms of the ambulance coming out and then having to come back.
That was
and deal,
terrible
but-
for me, but for her as well.
Absolutely,
Terrible.
and we totally understand that. But you know, at the end of the day, the GP was concerned, so we're only going with what the GP was advising us, and that's what happened at that time. But you know,
Yeah, but
it's
you're
okay,
the one.
she's-
You're the one that phoned. That you alerted the GP. All the carers weren't concerned. They said there was no real concern. So
Well,
you were the one who was
yeah,
instigating it
because
all.
your mum
So
was
so the
complaining
responsibility
of pain.
lies with you. She wasn't complaining of pain. I think it was something may have happened, whatever, but it didn't get worse. You know, there was no sort of real concern. And even the doctor came out and couldn't actually say off for definite it's fractured. I've had a fractured wrist before. I've had a dislocated elbow before. You know what I mean? So I've got a bit of experience in these things. And the NHS is not good at the moment. I'm sorry. I mean, if you think they're any good, they're not.
No,
They try their best, I suppose, under the strain.
It's
don't they?
different. Maybe you're just doing your job, and maybe the NHS were good, but they probably wouldn't have heard much else about it. Went for a scan, came back fine. I probably wouldn't even bother, but it was a real ordeal that she went through.
Aye, it's because of the waiting times
You know what I
and
mean?
stuff.
But
And have you been here since last year? Is it,
yeah,
Yeah. And you mentioned you were away for a few years. Where was
Yeah.
it you were before that?
it's none of your business, really. I mean, I'm not your friend.
No, I'm
Basically, end of the day, my responsibility is to make sure my mother's all right.
Yeah,
That's it.
fair enough.
You know, I keep the house, and when you got involved, I had about 4 appointments that week to actually keep different things that I had to do. They were all just chucked out the window, you know, and it's like, it's not a joke, like coming in after a number of years, try to keep a house, doing everything myself. Yeah, I might even get married this year, who knows, but again, it's like, I've got to work at certain things, and do you know what I mean? It's not a joke like every day.
You said yourself things were quite difficult. I wonder if you could just
Yeah,
expand a bit.
myself, like doing everything myself
Doing everything.
until
Yes.
we got the carers coming in.
Right.
Then
Okay.
they were able to sort of, like, one or two of them give her a wee bath occasionally, do her hair, because it's hard for her to get out as like she used to do to get her hair done and
Yeah.
different things, nails. So I've gotten nail clippers. I've gotten little items that are going to help her, you know, and obviously, like her memory hasn't. I wouldn't say it's gotten worse. I'd just say it's just about the same. But some weeks she like a song can come on the radio and she knows all the words. You know what I mean? And so it's just that, you know, when somebody gets older, you know, what do you expect? You know, it's just her friends come and visit her here sometimes, and she knows this house for 35 years.
How's
So that's-
Lily? Is Lily all right now?
Oh, it's going to take her a while, I think, to be all right. She's about the same age as my mother, but I think she had a wee fall, so it's going to take her a wee while to recover. But it's just we just thank God that I just thank God I believe in Jesus Christ, and obviously the Lord has kept my mother 100%. I give Jesus Christ the glory for keeping my mother, because I think she fell down the stairs about 3 or 4 years ago, and she was all right, you know. And she's had for maybe the past 20 years, she's had wee falls. So most of the time I've not been here, and it's just like 1 or 2 people saying, "Aye, well, she'll be all right. She's in bed, or she may have been in hospital for a week or whatever else and came back."
So just a wee lady that just got up and got on with it. That's that. Anthony, it was always like that.
Yeah.
I've seen her up the street running up
Yeah,
the
she
street.
just.
and
I mean,
that's
there's still women in this town that are even older than her. They go up the street with their Zimmers and
Oh,
shop
man,
and
she
everything like
listening
that.
to
And it's just.
I offered to take her out one day up the street and whatever, and she's like, "I know," but I think she just didn't learn anything to see her like that now, because she always was a wee person that was
independent.
that
So-
navel and that's that.
Yeah.
And just with her memory, do you think she's repetitive at times, saying the same thing to you?
No, she's actually.
Quiet, isn't she?
She's actually not. You know, she knows what she wants. If she's hungry,
Uh-huh.
we give her a wee option. Would you like this? And she knows what she wants
Not
usually.
causing any bother yet.
Keep a radio or a laptop, or keep music on or whatever. She enjoys that sometimes.
And if
Her eyesight isn't very good for the TV.
yeah,
A lot of
She lost
people
that
used
a
to
long
come in
time
and
ago,
talk about
right,
the
and I
TV
think
a lot,
because
but
she
she
used to-
can't sit and watch. It's
Yeah.
maybe listen to it
She
enough.
used to go to every art classes and all that, and I think
She did art, like
when
she
she's-
did. That was one of the last ones she did up
when
there.
she's
And
struggling,
then I'm sure she put that together about a
when
number
she
of years
struggled
ago.
to do that, I think that was kind of
So-
turning point for her, because she
Yeah.
really needed to know. And then she was still volunteering in the shop in Lanark, remember?
She
done
was a
that up
volunteer in
until-
Lanark. In her 70s, she was 75. She used to get a train to Lanark
she
and
still
help
was doing
elderly,
that.
whatever.
Yeah.
When she was
Even
about
further up,
mid-70s or something, you know.
longer
So
than
I'm talking
that,
about over 10 years ago. But
What did she work as? What was her job?
looking after you.
no, she was a secretary a few times.
She
when
was a secretary, and then years ago she worked in nurseries.
She did work with the kids as well, and she had a job as well as a carer in one of the homes, I think, for a wee while. So she had,
But then she cared
just-
for her pair, my gran and papa. She cared.
she cared for her mother and her mum and dad.
And then obviously brought up you. That we knew.
Yeah.
That's that. You were her life. Is that?
Yeah, so I just want to take care of her. As she took care of her parents, I want to take care of my
Of
mother
course.
and
But you need
you
to
know,
look after you as well.
respect her
sometimes.
rights. I am, obviously, you know.
And
So
then carers coming in, how many times a day is it?
4 times.
4 times a day.
And I think recently they were saying that they're just depending on their availability. Some of them might be able to come at night, but it just
Right.
depends if they're available or whatever. But it's just you know, she's had a bit of a rash the past few months. I think that's maybe the pad she's using. I used to give her pull up things, and she never had any rashes or anything like that. But so I don't know.
And the carers, are they personal care, medication? Are you doing meals?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah. Do you do the tablets as well? Or do they do that?
No, they do everything. You know,
Do they do
except
everything?
like, as far as getting her ready and giving her these little vitamin drinks which she loves. She
Yeah.
loves these wee drinks as well. So as I say, she's at the stage of life. She's not going to have the best social. You know, she's not going to have her best life now. She's just her life's winding down. You
Yeah.
just got to respect people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and just make sure they're okay, comfortable. They're not a danger to anybody or themselves. And as long as I'm here, obviously, I'll just make sure she's all right and things like that. And if there's anybody else here that can help me out, then that's fine. But
Is it okay if we go and have a chat with her? John, is that alright?
I don't know, because it's basically, to be honest with you, I'd rather you did it officially rather than just sneaking in and out and things like that. Because, do you know what I'm saying? It's just a bit.
official.
Well, as in, you introduce yourself and blah blah blah. I don't know much about you. I don't know your job. I don't know who I'm really speaking to. You're a professional, right? Or you could be a psychologist, you said. That's all fair enough. Are you from Udson Hospital?
Yeah, psychiatrist in Hudson Hospital. Yeah.
Right. So, personally, I mean, where is it going? Where do you see things going from this point?
Well, fundamentally, one of our roles is to assist with diagnosis. So you were talking about she might have mild dementia. I guess that's one of the first assessments that we would do to see if she did have something like that, and then we would look to see how we can help her. Sometimes we can use medication, to help slow down the rate of memory loss.
So what type of medication is that, if I may ask?
So there's a few different types of medications, but
a few different types. I'm aware of that, so I want to find out which ones you use.
Yes, so as I was saying, there's a few different types of medications for the memory. I don't know if you've heard of any medications, cognitive enhancers for memory at all, but things like donepezil, Aricept is one we can use. Memantine is another common one. I don't know if you've ever heard of those ones.
Well, it's interesting, but I think at this point,
not mandatory.
I think it's not mandatory. I don't think unless she really gets worse, which she's not at this point. But I mean, because probably she's not had no contact with radio, TV, whatever else, she won't even be able to tell you what month or whatever year it probably is. You know what I mean? Because she just lives in her own little world. So.
Well, I could do a slight small memory test with her as well, just to see.
It's not going to be great. I mean, she won't probably even know what day is today or whatever. Because it's the day, every day is pretty much the same, and she doesn't. Her hearing isn't very good, or her memory is not that good, whatever. So she's not like tuned into the world, this world she's living in right now. You know what I mean?
Would it be all right? We usually do try and speak to people when we go out to see them at home. Would it be okay to have a chat with her?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because how long would it take?
Well, I mean, usually we have an hour long for the appointments, but it won't. I don't think it will be that long. It's just we've got that scope if we need to, but we can cut it as short, as we need to. Just be guided by her.
I would rather you did it professionally, as in.
But this is them coming out.
I got a letter, and like with your name on it. Do you see what I'm saying?
We would normally do that, but I think when
that's all I'll say about that, because let's say something goes wrong, then you'll slip away into the darkness or whatever else. I mean, I know your name now, but still I don't really know much else, you know what I mean, professionally about you, but I'd much rather it be done professionally, so that everything's in order. Everything's like, this is the letter here, blah, 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 this is the time that they're coming. Right? I'd rather it be done like that rather than people just slipping in and out, whenever they feel like it.
On the system has been recorded for me coming out to visit at this time, so it's all documented there.
Yeah, but for me, there's no documentation for me, that's the thing.
So we would have sent out a letter, but the admin...
It's like you guys, if the UK was actually working, as in a country, which it isn't, which everybody's meant to keep each other in check, but these days, like, it's not happening like that. So, people are getting away with literally murder. So I won't allow that in this house while I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, I won't allow you to come in, do some kind of thing, then you go away, do something else, whatever you think, and I just don't. I just want your details.
What is it you're worried about?
I just want it to be done professionally.
Are you worried
that's
about
all.
your mum getting into a home or something?
Well,
is that
your
big worry?
That could be a thing, because I think that would be devastating for her, and it would be very devastating for her. I don't think it would be good for her. I don't think it would be good for her memory or whatever else. I just want things to be done professionally, not sneakily, not all this kind of stuff.
We would have sent out a letter, but when the secretary phoned you, you said you didn't want us to come out on 2 occasions.
Secretary, I don't know. Basically, people are calling me sometimes. I'm not really sure. I mean, sometimes they don't give their name or whatever else, but somebody called a few days ago and said they were a doctor. I said, well, from Monklands or something like that. So I said, well, so you're a doctor from Monklands, and there's a doctor, a GP there, and then there's somebody else from Udson, where you're from. Mm-hmm. So it's all happening like behind my back, sneakily. I'm not going out saying she needs professional help at X, Y, and Z, because she's just at the stage of life. She's obviously just, like, we hope her to get better and everything like that, but she's not going to be like, So, just do it professionally. Do a letter, put your name on it, and so I can file it and we can just do it that way. Maybe you can come out next week or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Just
I understand what you're saying. It would result in the same thing. I mean, I could certainly send a letter.
yeah, for you it would, but for me, you know, I just want everything recorded nicely. So
Yeah.
if it has to go to, if I have to take it to anywhere, then I can do it. You know?
Are we able to ask your mum if she's happy to have a chat with us?
Well, I've said what I've said, so you're going to sit here and pressure me and say, you know, is it going to be like the Inquisition or
That's what
something
he
like
has
that?
to do it at some point. So that's what
Yeah, so it'll be a different point then. So it'll be a point that, you know, everything's done, letters, names, addresses, whatever else. Get that done first
Did the
instead
letter
of...
not come with it?
No, there's no letter came, no.
So there wouldn't be a letter because you were refusing us coming out, and because it was last minute and it was
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah,
So that's all I'll say. Just do it professionally so that everything's in order. I can see everything. Right, that's okay. And we can... Maybe you can come out and speak to her. But personally, I'm not asking you to come out. I'm not asking you to
No.
get involved. You see what I'm saying? So from my point of view, it's a little bit... You're just sort of what's the word? You're putting yourselves on a situation.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
you're forcing yourselves on a situation.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's not from my perspective. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
suppose fundamentally we're out here for your mum, and we'd need to get consent from her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if she wants to see us, and she might very well be happy to speak to us. That's ultimately what we need to focus on.
Yeah.
So we'd like to speak to your mum to see if it's okay for her.
I'll
Give
say
her
no.
the-
I can't give you permission. Like as the her son, I can't give permission because I don't see progressively where it's going for her sake.
Mhm.
I just don't see where that's going. You know, this lady's getting involved. She's muscling in. She's forcing herself on my mother in this situation, and I don't like that because I've got a lot of things to do. You probably noticed the fence and all that. So every day I'm doing stuff. Let's do it professionally. Let's get an appointment. Let's say, okay, this day is suitable, blah, blah, blah. And let's do it like that rather than just slipping in and out. I don't like that.
Right.
You know. If that's fair enough. That's the way the country used to be run now. It's just basically, seems to be a big mob that's just coming in and doing what they want and taking kids and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Which I've seen. It's not right, man. You know what I mean? There's Almighty God that will judge all of us, and we got to make sure we do the right thing for everybody. You know, believe it or not, I don't know you guys, but I wouldn't do anything bad to you, I hope, do you know what I mean? But the mighty God will judge us all, you know, at the end of our life, whether you believe that or not. You probably don't.
Well, obviously we've said what we have to say, and we would request to go and see her. If you're refusing
I'll say
us
I would refuse
there's
that,
not
and
much
I'll say I would
can
like
do.
to. I'd like you to do it professionally. Write a letter, schedule it. That's the way I want it done. Okay, if that's all right.
So if, for example, my admin staff was to phone and then arrange a time that would be appropriate.
Well, I've just how many times have I got to say it? Write a letter. Go write a letter.
But they would usually phone and confirm that time was okay. So is that okay if you can phone and confirm the time, and then once you're happy,
Yeah,
we can then send a letter?
that's all right. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, okay, that's all right.
Jonathan,
But who was it then that called me this week exactly? Was it
So it would have been Carla, my secretary,
somebody from
from
Monkton?
Uston. I don't know about
There
Monklands.
was nobody from Uston that called. It was some doctor from Monklands.
all right, okay, I'm not sure about that. So I'm out here under adult support and protection legislation. I spoke about it to you in the past. I don't know if you're aware of it, but an adult support and protection referral comes to social work when we have concerns that somebody might be at risk of harm. Now, we have had a few concerns in relation to your mum and in relation to her well-being.
So again, I'll just say the same to you, right? If you have any concerns, right?
Yeah.
If there's anything being said, if there's any actual concerns, put them in writing.
Yeah.
Okay? Put them down. Put your name on it. Your office, whatever else. We are concerned, blah, blah, blah. Let it be documented rather than just you slipping in and saying the tooth fairy said something, or some guy with a dog was passed in and said something.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay,
you know?
well, under the adult support and protection legislation, if we've proceeded on to investigation, then we are duty bound to visit to make sure that the adult isn't at risk of harm. Okay. Now the district nurses were out last week to see your mum again. We were talking about her skin
came out
and
last
it being a
week.
bit
They
red.
came out like a few days ago.
A few days ago, were they in again? Okay. So I
I
know
mean,
that they were.
they're basically in probably at least twice a week nowadays.
Okay. So they're just in to check her skin, because I know you did mention that her skin was a bit red, and you know, and okay. And there was a mattress on the bed. Was it one of the kind of blow up mattresses I seen it the last time?
She's actually getting a new bed. I'm
She's
getting her a new bed tomorrow.
right.
Me personally, I'm doing it. You know, I've been asking you guys, the social work, to do it for 4 months, and you're saying, well, we'll do it, we'll maybe look, you're not doing it. So I'm getting her a bed tomorrow.
All right. Is that a hospital bed you've been asking for, or all right, okie dokie. So you're getting a new bed delivered tomorrow?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right. And what about the mattress that was on the bed then? Is that off
Well,
the
it's
bed
going to be
now?
a hospital mattress. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be a proper mattress, whatever else, yeah.
Okay. So obviously the district nurses were a bit concerned about your mum's skin as well. You know, it is a bit red, and you know, she is, as you're aware, we had a wee chat the last time that she is quite incontinent now, and you were saying, you know, it can sometimes happen overnight, and you might not be aware of that because you're sleeping or whatever. And remember we had a wee chat about maybe using the alert button to press that if you noticed it.
Well, she's been alright. To say she's good weeks and bad weeks. It's been quite a quiet week this week. I'd say one of the days she wet herself, just one of the days, and she kept really quiet. Like sometimes she'll get up.
Yeah.
But that night she didn't move. I was just sleeping, and then the next day she had wet the bed. But that was just one day this week. But hopefully when we get that hospital bed tomorrow, it's going to make a difference, and I'll just do what I can as well. But you know, obviously I'm not delighted about what you guys could have done. You could have done more, but what you've already done is helpful anyway. So I'm not like, you know, the carers coming down, what they do is a help, you know what I mean?
And that's all we want to do, Jonathan. We want to help you, we want to support you, and we totally understand that it is a big change, you know, especially that you've been away for so long, you've came back and you're having to run the house and you know, support your mum and things like that.
And so somebody, I think quite good.
So she has.
Did she give permission for
I had said to you we're in there, but do you want?
They should rather just sleep or something like that.
She was in bed on the way there.
Was she?
We just want to say hello, see how she is, just a wee check-in. When was the last time I was just saying hello, having a wee chat?
No, but it's just like hello. I mean, what?
Well, it's just another wee face to see as well, isn't it? Like, you were saying she'd been up there for ages, and
I know.
It's a
I
lot.
told her anyway. I told her, I said, I'll go back down, I says, because there's home support ladies out, I said, and a doctor.
Yeah.
To be fair, she'll maybe quite like a handsome doctor going in to see her. I think.
Well, she can't really see him right enough.
Well, if he's got a
Fair
nice
enough.
voice.
If he does it documented, if he does it fine, then he can come back at another time and have a little chat. But I just think today's basically, it was Claire at Kearney that said she would stand in a meeting in Hamilton. But then I learned that you were just going to come here and try and force yourselves in the situation again. So I don't find it professional. So again, I have to deal with yourself, right, and the mistakes you've made. And basically, I'm not happy with yourself, right? Like, out of everybody in the social services, I don't really have a problem with anyone except you, because you're the one that's sort of you're the problem. You said I'm a problem and went back and forward and whatever else. So I'm just going to ask you, Claire, you know, for a reference for your boss. I need to speak to your boss about how you've conducted yourself, how you've carried yourself and everything like that. Okay, you just need a wee chat with him. Okay.
Of course, that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
That's what I'll ask you for today.
So, would you consider your mum going into a period of respite?
No.
Just for a little, you know, just to check her over, make sure that her skin and everything's all right.
What was she saying? What?
Right. So, people are entitled to like a few weeks with respite, right? That gives families a wee break, right?
Well, if I ask for that, if I personally ask for that, then I'll ask the correct people. I'll go through the right channels, and I'll say that I need a few weeks off because I'm doing such and such.
I think you're just frightened that she's. It's not right,
Ron, it's all right. I mean, you've got your opinions. That's fine. But I'm just saying,
and that's fine.
That's all right. It's all right, Rona, to have your opinion. Right? It's okay.
because you love your
But-
mum and it's always been you and her, and I get that, right?
All I'm saying is, Rona, all I'm saying
But listen to them,
is
they're
let
only
things be
here to
done
help.
properly, all right?
They're only here
I understand
to help.
that. Was she here to help in October when
I
the
know,
2
that
ambulance
was a
crews
mad
came and all this
incident,
kind of
right.
stuff?
I know that.
See, what was agreed today was a meeting in Hamilton, and
Right.
it's rescheduled to the house. It doesn't look good for me.
Because they
It
need
just
to-
looks like,
because
you
they
know,
need to
you're
come and see your
forcing
mum as well. They
things
need to
all
come
the
and
time.
see your mum as well.
If
It's up to her. It's
At
her
least
care,
5
it's her
people a
life.
day see my mother, and then she's got friends coming in, whatever
I
else.
know.
So, I mean,
But they've got a duty of care as social work.
fair enough, do it properly now. And you haven't been for about 2 months either. You
I
keep
know,
saying you're
that's
going
right.
to come, you just
That's
pop
right.
in, you haven't came.
That's right.
So, I don't know.
But then there's no need to get nasty, right?
I'm just
I wasn't
reminding you
well
that
for a
you
wee
haven't
while,
come,
and
you know.
then
You just keep saying you're going to
No.
come, you don't come. So,
I'm going to be honest with you, Jonathan, all right? Under Adult Support and Protection, we have disposals of the Act, okay?
Yeah.
So we can apply to the court for a removal order, and that means that we can come in, and if we feel that your mum needs to be in a place of safety and she needs to be checked
place
over
is
by
safe. I don't
nurses.
understand what you mean by that exactly. What is it? Is
Right
this
now-
so her room isn't safe? Is that what you're saying?
We are unable to assess your mum properly. You're unwilling to,
She's
let
being
the-
assessed. She's continuously being assessed. I told you I'm getting a hospital bed tomorrow for her. Getting a hospital bed tomorrow. So you want to take her out from all the care she's getting to somewhere else that where exactly?
So we have been looking at into care homes, and we feel that it would be an appropriate place for your mum just for a couple of weeks,
No.
just so that we can assess what's going on, check
Cannot
out her
agree to
skin.
that.
And that is one of the things. So
No.
remove an assessment order where basically, Dr. Patrick would be able to complete the assessment, see if there was any diagnosis or anything, see if there's any.
So you just
support that we
you
can-
just want to force yourselves in
we
and
don't
do
want to-
whatever
we don't
you want to do,
that,
whether
Jonathan.
I like it or not.
But
You
we
just want to all force
But we want
yourselves.
to work with you, but we're
No,
finding
you
it really
don't want to
difficult
work with me.
but-
You don't clearly. You don't clearly want to work with me. At least this gentleman has said, "I'm going to go off, get my secretary, and we'll make an appointment, do it properly." You just want to go right in and do whatever you feel like doing. And all I'm saying is, I want to speak to your boss because I don't feel you've got the right qualifications to make these decisions. You personally, I don't think so. No. Because I don't think you've got experience in care or, whatever else. Medical care, I don't believe you've got that experience.
I'm not medically trained, no.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think that's a bit unfair, John. I think Claire's been a social worker for a good
Unfair?
number of years.
so I'm it's my mother. I've been taking care of her for years. You got to respect her dignity. You got to respect the fact that she want to be like here in her house, perhaps. She is certainly sort of losing sort of her capacity a little bit in her mind. But why just take her away and put her with a bunch of strangers, Rona? You know what I mean? That's what she's saying. She wants to take her away in a home for a couple of weeks.
For a couple of weeks, and then
Yeah.
come back home.
And it'll give you a break as well.
Well,
No,
not
I can't
forever.
agree to that. No, I can't agree to it at all.
Allow you to get on top of things.
No, I'm sorry, I can't agree to it.
Okay.
And I'm getting on top of them. It's not the fact that it just takes a little bit of time and help
Yeah.
for to do anything. So it's not the fact that I'm behind or I'm not taking care of her. She's getting care. She's all right. Yeah.
Well, we can have a chat about things, and
I just think she needs to calm down. You're welcome to come, make an appointment, come do an assessment, but this lady just seems to be like
But then this doctor's here to do the assessment, so instead of hanging away there and having to come back
Well,
out,
I was told there was a
and then he
meeting.
can't get in.
I was personally told there was a meeting this week, which was called by Claire Kearney. I said, let's call a meeting for yourself.
That's right, yeah.
Right.
And you've just changed it. You've brought the doctor and you just want to push things through your way, do things your way.
We've got concerns, Jonathan.
I've
We've
got
got
concerns about you. I don't personally
And
think that you're...
That's your personal opinion. And
Yeah, it is my personal opinion, and I'm basically responsible for my mother. You're not. And if it goes to court, let's say you take her away, something goes wrong there, and something goes badly wrong there. So then you're going to be responsible.
What is it you think that might go wrong?
I don't know. I'm just saying something could go wrong, so you'll be responsible for it because you're the one that's pushed everything yourself, and they'll take you to court and they'll sue you. Simple. Anything else you want to say?
So we can have a chat and then potentially look at coming back in.
Yeah, just do it properly, as in, you know, that's it. That's all I'll say.
But again, I just would reiterate what Claire was saying. There have been concerns from the GP and the district nurses.
GP, so the GP's not seen her
wrote into
this year.
us urgently to say
Yeah, but she's got some rash, you know, right? So, you know, they've been changing her a lot. I don't know if she's, I don't know what the reason for that is, because she didn't have it before. You know, they started putting these pads on her, so.
I think she's more uncontinent now though than she was previously, isn't she? So sometimes when
So I can't do any more. I get a hospital bed for her. Hopefully, just keep the care up. And I think they're getting some other type of thing that's going to keep her dry. Hopefully, see how that goes for let's say a few weeks or a month or so, and then see what happens after that. If she's still the same, then maybe we'll say, okay, maybe call you in, or maybe call somebody else in. I don't really know if you'll be still on that, but I definitely like the name of your boss to speak to them. Yeah, it's just that simple. I just want basically, I'm a responsible person. You know, I'm not the silliest, stupidest of people in the world. I'm not the brightest, but at least I try my best and want to do obviously everything what's the best for my mother. But
and do you think your mum's happy? You know, she was quite sociable before, and now she's not, you know, managing to get out and things. Do you think that she's quite happy like that, or?
So what do you suggest? Like, are you going to just take her out everywhere, and are you going to?
No, if she was in somewhere, there would be people around about her.
So my mother can't hear very well, and she can't see very well.
But very well, so she still can see, she still can hear, as far as I'm aware. You know, so you know.
So what's that social environment do you suggest that will be good for?
So there would be people around about her. There's activities that she can get involved in.
Well, that's something she can maybe go to once a week, or twice. Take her out in a wheelchair, take her to a little place so they can do that, bring her back again. You know what I mean? It doesn't. There's no. You don't have to remove somebody just for social care. It's pretty ridiculous.
No, but if there comes a point where she maybe needs more nursing care, if her skin's breaking down and all that,
well,
stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. She's getting that. They're actually sending people out as well when they're available at night.
Yeah,
they started doing that the past week or two.
Someone's been coming in overnight.
Yeah, one of the nurses from Monklands were sending. They have a team that basically they say, well, if they're available, they can come out and check her at night time.
So have they been in overnight?
Yeah, they've it was during the storm basically. So at that time they were meant to come a couple of days, but because of the storm, you know, they couldn't come because of the. But yeah, they're on call, they're on duty. So yeah, I would give it personally. I'd give it another month and see how. Like if it gets worse, obviously, then you know, I don't know what the answer is, but it's, let's give it a chance. Like she'll get a hospital bed tomorrow. She's got that care maybe at night. She's got 4 people a day coming in to change her. You know, so I don't know what else. I mean, if you take her away to another home, what else is going to happen there?
To let you know as well, like they wouldn't be charged for this at all, so it wouldn't cost anything. There's no concern, you know, you would be able
but to even suggest that to me is insulting, because you know you're trying to make out as if it's about money and stuff like that.
A lot of people panic because they think it's a lot of money to pay for that.
Still, though, it's a bit insulting, man.
No, I don't think they mean it that way. I mean, people
see, if I ask you a question, like MD, like that's been listening to me, I ask a question and you never answer the question that I'm actually, this gentleman did once, right? But anything I'm asking you is like, eventually you might give an answer, but I have to keep asking the same question. So what I'll say again is, if she's taken away to a home, try and concentrate, what things will change from what she's actually getting here?
So she would have 24-hour nursing care. Would be able to come in and out of her room all day, every day, you know, like at times when if you were at the shops or whatever, people would be coming in, being able to check her skin more often than the district nurses have been able to do at the moment. She would also have the social stimulation of the nurses coming in throughout the day, not just yourself. I know you're busy, you've got your own stuff
No, it
going
isn't
on.
just myself
She
coming
would
every
have
day, that's
social
fine.
stimulation. She would, she would have all her meals provided. Again, you wouldn't have to continue with that at the moment.
That's not a problem to me.
And-
Basically, I feel as if
You could go in and
she's
sit there
better.
all day if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
I feel as if she's better here because, like, hospital food and home care, whatever food, I don't think it's very good, in my opinion.
I mean, you can still take
And
food in
I'm
that,
not a
so-
chef as such, but I know a little bit about nutrition and
What she
different
likes,
things like
yeah.
that, what she likes. So
And we can speak to the care home about
Yeah.
that as well in terms of what she likes, and you'll know what she likes because you've
Mm-hmm.
been, supporting her with her meals. And
So
things,
I'll
and-
just say, please, like, hold your horses. I think you're taking, it's far too drastic,
That's
whatever
fine.
else, but
I'm not being thinking
just
about
do things like,
Uh-huh.
wait a turn and just do things properly. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I ask. And give this a little chance, the hospital bed. Give it a little chance for a few weeks to see if the rash clears up. That's all it is, a rash we're talking about. And then we're on to mental capacity, which she's not the best, obviously. She's not great at that at all, but
So is it a hospital bed that like goes up and down?
correct, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's a pressure relieving mattress
Correct.
that's going on it as well?
Yeah, hospital, the full thing, yeah.
Okay. Did you get that from the hospital?
Well, that's none of your business.
Oh.
You know, I mean, if you help me get it, fair enough. I mean, that'd
Yeah.
have been marks for you, but I mean, I have to do it
There
myself.
are
So,
strict criteria for hospital beds, and that
Yeah, well,
does
it's
come
just-
from
that's
the
where
district
it's
nursing
from.
team. So
you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, that's good. That's
Yep.
good.
So, yeah, I would just hold your horses, slow down a little bit, do your job certainly, but please, have a bit of respect for myself and for her, so that I can get on and do all the appointments I need to do. So people are not just calling me saying I'm coming down here and this and that, it's happening. And it's like, my goodness me.
I think you contacted Rona as well for a little bit of support, and she's managed to be here today, and that we're really grateful for that,
Yeah.
and it is a support for you because we understand that it can be daunting and overwhelming when all these different people are in and things.
Yeah.
And I suppose what
It's not daunting, no. It's not daunting. It's just that you have all your individual little jobs to do,
yeah.
right? But you can't just overwhelm me and people like doctors calling from Monklands and
I'm not sure
whatever
what
else.
the doctor-
and he doesn't even know who it is. But
So what was that doctor? Do we not know
no
then?
idea. No idea. But you just need to calm down a bit. You're obviously like a quite a major figure, a coordinator in the whole business of care, right? So I'm just saying you need to calm down a little bit. Just that's all I'll say. So that we can be in it. Gradually, maybe in the future we can be in agreement, but right now we're not in agreement. So you have to respect that.
Do you think in the future you could be in agreement in any
Well,
way?
if possibly, but obviously I hope for things to get better here so that she can. Because me personally,
Because at the end of the day, it's about your mum. It's quite sad
me
that
personally,
people are
right?
arguing and.
Rona,
No, you've been cheeky to me as well.
me
Jonathan,
personally,
and
right?
I just
Hold
think
on,
it's your
hold on a
mum.
second, Rona. Right? Me personally, if I was, or you, or think about yourself, right? When you get old, right? Where would you want to be? And I know you're going to come up with some
No,
clever
I
answer,
think
right?
Everybody wants to
But-
stay in their own house.
Honestly, right? If you get old, right? You want to be in your own house.
Of course
You don't want to be in a place where,
That's right.
like,
But there
what am I
comes a
doing
point,
here and all
right?
this, right?
Tom had
And
to
it's-
do it with his mum and dad.
Well, that's Tom. That's
No.
different people. I'm different.
Tom broke his heart.
Well,
Jonathan, having to
listen,
do it, but he had to
that's
do it.
okay, but maybe that was a different stage. That my mother's not at that stage yet. That's my opinion. So,
we do not look to care homes
No.
as the first option.
Yeah.
That is absolutely always our last option. We're not saying that your mum is going into long-term care and she's going to remain there forever.
Yeah.
What we're saying is, our skin has broken down. We know that our skin
Well,
has broken down.
I've
I know
said
you're
what I've
saying
said.
you've
We've
got
all
matches,
said our
but-
piece today. I think. What's your name?
It's Craig Patrick.
Craig Patrick. I think we've all said our piece. We're just going round in circles now. So, I thought, that's all. See, we can move ahead. Just do things normally. hopefully if I'm available, we can agree days that I'm available, and we can just do things like that, and we can move forward with things.
So just to confirm, we can't go and ask your mum for permission to have a chat with us?
No, I don't give you permission for that, because that's not the reason you came today. That's not the initial reason you were meant to have a meeting with you today, and then so you've made it about bringing this daughter here and all that.
But this whole situation is about your mum at the end of the day. It's not about having meetings with you, Jonathan. Yes, you're her son. Yes, you're her family.
So it just makes me feel like a piece of garbage.
But at the end of the day,
the way you're talking to me, it makes me feel like a piece of garbage. It does. It makes me feel like a doorman or something like that. There you go, just go in, do what you want. Oh, you're taking her out? Okay. Where's she going? Oh, we're not telling you. Bye. And, if I have to phone the GP and other things like that, I want to do an investigation of what happened in October, and they're telling me that I was under investigation by social work, which you haven't informed me about. There was an investigation about me. You haven't written to me about it. You haven't said, well, we have concerns X, Y, and Z. So you haven't actually did it professionally. You've just did it hearsay. Somebody said such and such, we can't give you the name and all this. But that's nonsense. That's nonsense. How is that going to stand up in any sort of measure of righteousness in a court? It's just going to be thrown out by the judge. So what I'll just say to you is calm down. We're all human beings. We've got jobs to do, right? We come to the end of our life, and you look at the different cultures in the world, how older people sort of, most of them prefer to stay with their families. Like only in some Western countries, they're just forced out and ripped away from their families. And, it's for the best, really. And then you discover that they've been abused and raped and all that stuff. Oh no. And it's not just happened once or twice. I mean, social services have been doing this for decades. So I don't particularly like social services. As I say, associate social services with Adolf Hitler. Simple as that. You're all going on a train journey today and you end up in a camp somewhere. So, you know what I mean? I don't trust personally you. And if you want to do things professionally, write letters, say we have concerns about this, so I can say, well, okay, we've dealt with that, we haven't got this, well, do you need this? Well, I can do this. We can have a relationship like that, but as in you just coming in and right, I want to do that, I'm the boss. Are you? Yeah, well, are you the boss? I'll speak to your boss. All right.
Okay.
Ladies and gents, we're finished. All right.
Right, so if we have a chat about things and if I come back out, we'll let you know. Certainly I'll
That's fine.
Get the secretary to give
Do
you
it.
a phone. We can get
Secretary, get a time, just do it properly. That's all I'm asking. Okay. All right.
Right, thanks for your time.
Lovely to meet you. Are you staying here? Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much for coming out. All right. You are welcome, but in the right circumstances. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now, my man will need to show that I got balls, So I can't die, Rona, and say that, look to myself and say I've had no balls. I've got to stand up, do the right thing.
Right, you need to. But what does your mum need?
Listen, Rona.
That's fine if you're going to be taking him again.
Are you honestly
It's absolutely fine. She's quite happy up there.
You do your.
Yes,
I know she is.
she's quite happy.
You do your job with the handicapped people. That's lovely what you do. It's really, that's lovely. They have a different role. They have different whatever else. We'll see what comes back now from them, right?
I just think, see, fighting against them all the time.
No, I'm not fighting against them all the time. See, that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually telling them to be responsible, Rona. And I don't appreciate you butting in and interrupting me and all this. It doesn't make me look like it,
No.
You were interrupting me, and
see two sides to it.
but you're not a judge.
I'm not a judge.
You're not a judge, okay?
Do you know what I want to happen? That you've all got on.
Rona, you're meant to be on my side.
Of course I am.
And you came in, and you're just basically fighting for these two.
Not at all. Not at all. I went up to see your mum. I never asked. I never asked them. I never asked your mum. I could have quite easily said, there's a man and lady down the stairs wanting to come up and see you. Is that all right, Aunt Jeanette? And she would have said yes, and I could have come down and let them up there.
Huh?
I didn't.
Have you any idea what's going on with these people, Ron?
They've obviously, what is the concerns they've got now? What's the matter with
Have you
her?
any idea? She's got some kind of rash on her backside, but this is not that she's made it about her mental condition, but this doctor. But she's just trying to get any angle. She's basically trying to get any angle to take my mother out of here. That's what she's trying to do.
I don't think.
I don't appreciate it, Rona. And listen, like, you are who you are, Rona. Okay, well, I think we've been friends, we've been fairly close growing up, whatever else. But you've got your own life, right? You know, that's all I'll say. You've got your own life.
I know your mum means the world to you, and it's only ever been.
No, it's my mother. It's my mother, Rona. All right, listen. If it was if somebody else was in my care or in my home or in my house, I'll stand up for them. I'm not going to let people just come in and walk over and all this type of stuff. I can't do it. I got to question the guy to see where he's coming from. All this blah blah blah. That's fair enough. Like he gave his little spiel what he does. This woman is just like a loose cannon. She's just like she's just looking for ways in her mind
What if they changed the manager?
Oh, I mean, listen, I'll speak to her boss and I'll say, listen, you need to get somebody, like, the way she's going about things is not good, it's not professional, I'm not happy with her.
Right.
Need to get somebody else.
If they sent somebody else.
Well, if they're reasonable, if they're a little bit calmer, if they're a little bit, as in, but Rona, it's obvious what they want to try and do here. It's obvious what they're trying to do, to me, and
I think
so.
I don't know what the concerns are. I don't know what the concerns
Rona,
are.
you just need to, like, please, like, you sound as if you sound as if like you come in just to defend them or something like that.
I didn't defend them. I'm trying to see it for both sides and see.
Rona, please, please.
I mean, out when they're trying to explain what they're looking for.
Rona. After Rona, okay, you're on the moon or somewhere here. These people are making money off of the common man, right? Anybody that's old or young or whatever circumstance that they're vultures. If they can get a little claw in to your child or your whatever else.
My job is as well then, Johnny.
No, you actually, is it your job then? No, you're not. You're not then.
I'm a care manager.
Yeah, for disabled people.
Disabilities.
Yeah, you teach them.
My job still is, part of my job
you teach them.
is safeguarding people.
Yeah.
So if I had concerns for somebody, I would need to go back to my manager and say I've got a concern, and that concern I would need to come out and I would need to deal with the family, just like they're doing. So they've raised concerns, whether it's, I don't know if it's been the home support workers are coming in.
So do you think it's wrong for me to ask them to be accountable and to actually say, well, please write it down so that actually I'm aware
you're
of stuff?
well within your rights to ask them to let you know.
Yeah.
So what was... So Claire Kearney told you there was a meeting, right?
Rona, please, it's like...
I'm not sticking up for them. I'm trying to get what you've been told.
Please,
right, so you thought it was over
in
Hamilton.
Rona.
So then why it's Claire, why were you not notified this man was coming?
Well, you asked him.
So that's what I was trying to listen to, because I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
So who...
I told you that Claire Kearney, I said to Claire, we'll have to have a meeting with this woman here, this other Claire, to sort things out.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I can do it. You can sit down, by the way.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she said, I'll arrange a meeting with her at the office and I can sit in. Would you like me to sit in? I said, yeah, that would be good. So it was just a meeting concerning her, concerning the way she was going about things.
Right.
That's what it was meant to be. Right?
Well,
and then if you listen, then, that's what I was saying. And so that's what I said to her, and she called me yesterday and she said, I can't make it at 11. I don't know what time it was. And I didn't really have anyone at that point to come in, because I thought I was getting stuff delivered today and I was going to be out today and things like that. So I said, I wasn't really sure if I was going to make it today. And she called me yesterday and says, I can make it at 1 o'clock, but not 11 o'clock. I said, well, I still had to speak to you,
mm-hmm.
things like that. So you've obviously called her up or
I had
something
to
like that.
phone
and-
her earlier because you had said it was thing with it. So I
yeah,
messaged her saying, is this
and they've just
at
literally
the house or is it
they,
in?
they've just literally determined themselves, just announced themselves that it's going to be at my house and she's bringing this doctor.
And she says, no, it's at the house. I says, because Jonathan sent me a message saying it's at Hamilton because I was
Yeah.
leaving my work in Motherwell.
That's
so
right.
I need to know where I'm going.
That's
I don't
right.
know.
So Rona, the way that they're not doing things properly, they're
Right.
doing things sleight of hand. They're trying to force themselves on this. She's trying to force herself on this situation so that I can sit here like a little sheep
But
and
then,
just
of what benefit would she get from that?
listen, Rona. Some of these people, when they take children away from their parents or they take people away, they actually get money for doing it. Right? Rona, wake up, by the way. Right? Wake up. You're not corrupt. I know you're not corrupt, Rona, right? But this world is very corrupt. Let me just tell you, right? I could show you, just go onto YouTube, type in abuse social services, you'll see all the videos come up, all the things that have been written, I can't even tell you the things that I've seen that are happening. Normally, see, this woman here doesn't have access to this house. The carers that come in have access, they're the key, they're allowed to come in. She doesn't actually have right to come into this house at all. Right? So think about it in your mind, why was she asking me for permission to talk to her? Because she doesn't have the right, she doesn't have the power to come into this house even. Right? So she's managed to sneak her way into the house, which that wasn't the agreement today. Brought the doctor and then made it as if, like, you know how and she kept asking, can we go up? No. The answer is going to be no, it's going to remain no.
I don't know.
She shouldn't even be in this house, Rona. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's no fair putting that on your mum up there. There's a man
Do you
in London
understand?
the stairs. So I don't think that's right to do that.
Right.
If they've got permission to come and speak to your mum, then fair
Right.
enough. That's fine.
So if they do it normally, write a letter, let's get their details. If they mess up and do something bad, I got their details, I can take them to court and I can say this person, this here, this is their address, this is their name, take them to court and sue them or whatever else needs to be done. Right? But they're trying to sneak in, Rona, to do things just like cowboys. I'm not going to allow that. Right? So I hope it's clear.
What's that?
I'm saying I hope it's clear enough what I'm,
No, that's fine.
you know, I hope it's clear, you know. If they go about things the right way, fair enough, let them in, they might recommend medication, and then my mother's got to take medication for her memory, different things. Listen, I don't really want that, because I don't really know. I'd have to check all that out first, you know what I mean? And I think still they'd have to get permission from me, but otherwise they might try and do it themselves or whatever. But I don't know. But the thing is, you know, she's not too bad.
No,
she's
quite
not
right.
like
Actually, when I was up, I said, I'll meet you, I'll meet you because the people
Yeah.
go to the meeting and then go online when I've got the road, so that's what I passed for.
Yeah. But try and, like, you know how you're coming in, it's just you and your mum and all that. Listen, right, I appreciate you coming today, first of all, Rona.
No,
Okay?
I don't want you thinking
But
I was being, I'm just
I got to do things the right
Aye.
way.
I don't want
That's
you
all.
thinking I'm being horrible, but like the doctor's here, do you know what? They're going to have to get a letter. He's going to have to get in at some point.
Yeah. So let them do it properly, Rona.
Right.
Instead of sneaking
Fair
in.
enough.
Sneaking in the back door. No, don't allow that to happen. Come in the front door with a letter, with the name on it.
Okay.
Don't let them sneak in the back door. Oh, I'm just here today because I feel like it. Oh, really? No, go and do it properly then, come back. All right? And that's, by the way, the least they can do, Rona. The least they can do. And I have to still deal with all the shite that they're going to, what else they're going to dream up to do. I'm the one that's getting her hospital bed. I've been asking for it since October, and even the carers have been saying, oh, get a new hospital, whatever else. They don't do it. So I'm the one that's done it. I've told her. She still doesn't care. You can see that her mind still, she just wants to, you know. So, that's it.
You just need to remember that there is help there if you need a break. You know what I mean? There's respite care. There's a few wee people that go in, they go up to the wee place and few. and they go in for a couple of weeks to give their families a break and then they get home.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Know what I mean?
See,
So if it's ever anything
but there's
you
a
want,
there's
then
a way
it's
of
there.
actually saying that,
Aye,
isn't there?
aye.
Instead of barging in and saying, "Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that.
No.
Why not?" Or and just asking about 100 times, "Can we go up? Can we go up?" No.
I think it gives you a wee option.
Yeah, do you think honestly anything that she did sat there that she did? I mean, was right, and can imagine the way she is if she comes in with one of her little office people. You know, she's like a little Hitler or something. You just think she can come in and no, she needs to actually. She can't even enter this house unless she's actually got a just cause and she's actually got documentation from, let's say, a court or something like that. She doesn't actually have the right to touch my mother, speak to her, come into this house. She doesn't have that right. It's just that they try and worm their way. They try and, like, you know how.
I don't know the legalities there.
Well, I'm telling you, Rona, right? You can't do that, right? And they know that because all of them are making mistakes. All the people's lives that they're dying going to these places. My dad died
I know.
going to that damn place within about
Where did he go?
fucking Hodgson Hospital.
Aye,
Within about 2 weeks, he was right. He was gone.
It's like Airport Road and
Right.
Motherwell.
So I don't know who this nutcase. Who's got this guy involved? I have no idea.
No.
But listen.
See, when it comes to the hospitals, like in hospital,
Yeah.
Airport Road.
So I got to say, right, listen.
Look at Croftbank in the corner. That's lovely.
If I want to get a psychologist involved, maybe I'll go somewhere else for one, personally.
And
Do you see what I'm saying?
Tom broke his heart, Jonathan. He had to put his mum and dad in, and it was heartbreaking.
He had
and
to.
Tom's the biggest, softest.
He had to.
Because it was.
He had to because he couldn't look after them.
He'd done it for years. And Tom's mum took dementia, but she got very, very violent and very nasty.
My mum's not like that.
No, that's what I said. So she ended up, she had to go in, and it was just a wee shame.
Yeah.
And
she's happy for you. She's all right.
Tom's dad still was really, really good, and he's 90. What age did he get into the home? 95. He went into the home, and Tom had to have that difficult conversation with his dad and say, "You're struggling to look after yourself anymore and all that." And his dad went in, and it was the same care home.
That probably wasn't a very good thing to mention, but while you were here, I'll just say that. You know.
But
But
just trying to
you're
say
giving some personal experience to somebody else's experience. Everybody's lives are different.
Tom hated it and he felt guilty and he felt
Everybody's lives are
and
different.
He felt as if he let his dad down.
Yeah.
He went over every day.
So Rona, listen,
He
Rona,
took him out every day in the
Rona,
morning.
I don't need to feel like that then.
I know,
Okay.
I know. But there might come a point, Jonathan.
There might, but I don't need to right now.
Right, okay, that's fine, but there may come a point where...
There might, but there don't need to right now. And I'm not. I feel as if the way you've all come in and just try and put it in your mind, like how the three of you have come in today. Try and actually understand if it was you here with Linda, right, and I came in with two people from social services and sat and interrupted you and said what's going to be the best for Linda and all this kind of stuff. And you're actually sitting there. You've been looking after her, cooking for her. You've been doing everything. So I'm just coming in and just basically disrespecting and saying, listen, we'll take your mother away and look after her. That's what they're saying. Like, listen, it doesn't matter if they say it nasty or nice. They're actually trying to do something which is against somebody else's will. Probably not for the better for my mother or whatever else.
Your mum is still reasonably fine.
So,
she says, no, I asked her up there, I says, you're quite happy in your bed? She's like, oh, aye. No, but I mean, this is what you like.
Listen,
so,
she's happy. She's happy there in her bed.
Happy.
She's been here herself for a number of years in this house.
She's always loved me.
She's all right. Just she kind of looks after herself. Does things her own way. So I really don't think that taking her to a place like that forcefully would either help her mentally, physically, any other way. It would not help her. The food that they give there and all that. No, I'm sorry.
I sometimes think, but she's stuck up in a wee room. Would it be nice?
We had a nice roast beef last week, so we did, and we've been eating. She's been eating well. Fish, everything like that. We've been eating very well. And she's been eating well.
No, I mean, you're doing a fantastic job, and there's no many sons that would.
Yeah, well.
No, but I mean,
everybody's life is different. In different countries, Rona, let's say you're from a different country than this one, the social services don't run things. The government doesn't run things. The government doesn't come to people's families and start forcing them. We need to take your child away. We need to take your mother or father away and all this kind of stuff. Because you know what would happen? they would kill them. That's what they'd do. That's like any other different countries. Like, go to Eastern Europe, anywhere else, America, Africa. They get guns in
But then
America.
not everybody's mothers or
Yeah.
fathers are who they seem as well. So maybe some of
What's
them
that
should
meant to
be
mean?
taken away.
What's that meant to mean?
What's that meant to mean?
Aye.
Some people's parents can be horrible people.
I know that, but at the end of the day, do you honestly think that, you know, the saying is that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and the way that this country's run, the service industry and all that, you know, people with money. It used to be 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we used to make fun of all these oligarchs, people with money. We protect people like that because we know that they've not got your best interests at heart. Now, like the likes of Bill Gates and all these people, if they decide to be a doctor or a computer programmer or a whatever else they want to be, and just well, we need to inject you with this thing here.
Well,
Just roll up your sleeve. Excuse me. No, there's actually laws that protect me. I don't need to do that. Because the same thing happened to gypsies and Jews and Christians as well. In Nazi Germany, they just took people away
aye.
and they used them as guinea pigs. And if you actually recall, just in 2020 there, a lot of the people there live on TV, oh, this is sort of like an experiment. It's like a blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. They're just going to come and inject you with stuff, and they don't know if it's going to kill you or what it's going to do to you. Or maybe they know and they're not going to tell you.
Aye. Well, I know that. I know. And we were all daft and we were all stupid and we were all...
No, it's like these things just repeat themselves in history, Rona. And today hasn't changed from last year, 5 years ago, 100 years ago. Still dealing with psychopaths.
Oh, that's a nice view.
Right? So you move on side. You know, you get rights, I get rights, my mother's got rights.
Of course she has.
Right?
But the whole
So
world's got rights
the way
now, and that's
the way they're
problem.
sneaking in and out of houses and doing things is,
Everybody's got rights, that's the problem. I worked in a school with Waynes who had rights and you're like that. Oh man, they weren't like, they had rights.
I know, but what type of rights would they want to be, a cabbage, or they want to identify as a cucumber or something like that?
It's still awake. Right, okay, it's a deal. Right, okay. Bye. Right, it's a deal. Going for a coffee with me.
Yeah,
Once the weather gets warmer, we're going for a coffee.
that's good.
She's like, oh yes.
That's good.
Well, she took me for my lunch a while ago up to the wee Butterfly Bakery.
Yeah.
I remember. And I said, right, we'll go out another time, and then life takes over.
But remember, as I said to both of them, you were sitting there, you know, Jesus Christ will judge us at the end of our life.
Oh, I know.
Right.
I know.
And you can't dodge that,
God help me.
by the way.
God help me.
You can all dodge it and you can all say, I don't believe in Jesus, but at the end of the day, your time will come, you'll take your last breath, you'll remember people like me that spoke to you.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, we can only try our best, and that's that.
So it's
And
not good
I'm only
enough.
trying my best as well. So
Oh, you did well coming down on it, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen you for a couple of months.
I
you
know, and I genuinely wasn't well. That must have been
Yeah.
about 6-8 weeks.
But
I
as I
wasn't
say,
well with that.
I don't argue.
I didn't want your mum getting a
People argue with me,
chest
Rona. I don't
infection.
argue with anybody, but I just state what people wishes and wants and rights are, I'll just state them and I'll just say, well, this could happen, this won't happen, and that's it. If you want to sit and argue with me, that's your problem. It's showing that you guys have got some kind of thing some kind of agenda. That's all.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, I don't know. Right.
All right, Rona.
That's it. No, as I say, I could have said, "Oh, you can go up and see her," and she said, "Aye," but I didn't.
It's
I'm
not
not
that.
doing that.
No, it's not. It's not for you to say either.
No,
You know what
I'm
I
not
mean?
doing that.
Aye.
No, but I mean that's up to them, as you say.
Yeah.
Take a few and I'll find it for you later. All right.
Yeah.
Right. See you later.
Right. See you later.